Indeed, my people. What you thought wasn't going to happen again. The splash specialist and the dive instructor. Keep on y'all. We don't demonstrate, bitch, we penetrate. Diving deeper dialogue unlimited is back in effect, y'all. So I hope you got your stuff together, cause it's on saying, or should I say, are you gonna splash?
Yes.
What's going on with it, man?
Oh man, you know, it's ongoing. It won't stop, and it don't stop. Keep.
That's the laws of inertia, my brother. Gotta keep it.
Man, let's act upon by an outside force. And we
Indeed.
pass those forces regardless.
Literally.
Yes. Welcome back to another episode of Deeper Dialogue Unlimited, where we explore the depths below the surface, at the midpoint, and even at the bottom of the floor of that proverbial information, wisdom, and understanding ocean. We're going to talk about, 23andMe. These Ancestry DNA companies that got y'all convinced that y'all from the Bantu tribes of the nether regions of the Dark Continent and other places abroad, without doing your actual ancestry research through your, genealogical records. We know it's difficult for some of us. We do hit a wall, and that is quite natural and normal based upon the design of the system, but we're going to keep on pushing,
Indeed, man. Indeed. As I like to call it, 23 and fee, because y'all basically just paying the fee to get y'all stuff done from one. I'm not even gonna say a Cracker Jack box. You know how
like a genetic horoscope.
Where basically they just pick all that stuff out that machine where they got the arm to grab on the stuff out of Chuck E. Cheese and all that. Yeah. They grab me your genealogical things out of a fortune cookie thing where they say the same thing for fortune cookie, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. I got the wrong. Sorry, this is not it's not Beyond the Veil today. Today we deeper dives.
But shout out to the shaman for sure.
Yeah, shout out to the shaman. I was trying to get him to merge so we could do our composite, Voltron, Megatron. No, not Megatron. What was it when all the Decepticons?
Voltron.
The
Decepticons.
Yeah, when they had the whole big
Devastator.
Yeah, we was trying to do our what was it when Optimus Prime and Rodimus Prime, they all came together. Ultron? Not Ultron.
No, Omega Supreme.
Omega Supreme. See, I fell off on the Transformers. My bad, y'all. My bad. I was about real American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
Bruh, I mean, you gotta think about it. They don't even talk about Devastator or Omega Supreme in the movie. So I mean, if you knew that they formed somebody, then you were still on that real Transformer shit, bruh.
Oh, we're still on it. Yeah. I just fell off of the names. It's been a minute.
I mean, the fact that the real Megatron was an actual gun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or a larger
it wasn't a vehicle. The real Megatron was a gun, son. Stop playing.
Indeed. And he wasn't playing.
At all.
So, But yeah, man. So 23andMe recently reacquired by Ann Wasicki. The former owner is now the current and new owner, with a little help from a Fortune 500 company investor. Is that what we're reading?
Bruh, let's make that make sense, because how you go bankrupt one day, don't do no type of crowdfunding or anything. Matter of fact, you said you didn't even want that shit, son. Nah, we don't want y'all money. And then all of a sudden, we gonna buy it back.
Right.
And it was like in the billions of dollars. How we get that back from a Fortune 500 company? Now, does it say which Fortune 500 company did this?
It doesn't say. Let's check the article out. Let me go. I'm gonna go ahead and share that real quick. We're gonna jump right on that one. Let's see here. Here she is. 23andMe's founder wins bid to regain control of bankrupt DNA testing firm. And from what I had last read, she wanted to take it private and her shareholders did not agree. And so basically she was like, I'm going to do it anyway. And then they bounced. And the company went into bankruptcy status, which was real interesting, right? Let's see. I'm in the wrong tab. There we go. So, all right. 23andMe's former CEO is set to regain control of the genetic testing company after a $305 million bid from a nonprofit she controls. Wait, did I just read that right?
Reread that so we can hear it again.
23andMe's former CEO is set to regain control of the genetic testing company after a $305 million bid from a nonprofit she controls topped a pharmaceutical company's offer for it in bankruptcy auction. Last
Okay.
month, go
So
ahead.
to me, it sounds like you saying that she bid on her company that is bankrupt from another company that she already owns with that money.
A non-for-profit, meaning a fundraising operation that she controls as well, according to the article, not me. It says that wait a second, she won the bid using her non-for-profit. And it says last month, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals agreed to buy the firm for $256 million, topping a $146 million bid from Ann Wosicki and the nonprofit TTAM Research Institute. The larger offer prompted Wosicki to raise her own with the backing of a Fortune 500 company. According to the former executive, the deal is expected to close in the coming weeks after a court hearing currently scheduled for June 17th, that just passed, the company said on Friday. Wosicki had made multiple bids to take the company private while still CEO. The company's board rejected her each time. So wait a minute. She had a board in this corporation that overruled her decision. So she went to another organization or company that she owned where the board member sided with her and decided to help her bid to regain control. That's smart. Part of me wants to criticize the implications of shadiness, but I'm not well versed in the law as it pertains to non-for-profits, for-profit businesses, etc., when going into bankruptcy auction proceedings. So this is interesting. Very interesting.
This is a gray area / possible loophole, my brother. I'm a
And we're
hustler,
and we're
baby.
just and we're still skimming the surface right now. We're just treading. Legs are
And where
kicking.
I am, where
You
I
know,
want you to
for the
go.
dog owners, the dog is next to you, doggy paddling. Y'all both floating, talking right now. But see, we getting ready to go deeper because see, there's a tie-in with this Blackstone purchase of or acquisition of Ancestry.com right around the same time all this is happening. Okay. So last month, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals agreed to buy the firm for $256 million, topping a $146 million bid from Ann Wysocki and the nonprofit TTM Research Institute. The larger offer prompted Wysocki to raise her own with the backing of a Fortune 500 company. According to the former executive, the deal is expected to close in the coming weeks after a court hearing currently scheduled for June 17th, the company said on Friday. Wysocki had made multiple bids to take the company private while still CEO. The company's board rejected her each time, and all of its independent directors eventually resigned in response to her takeover attempts. So it sounds like they tried to get up out of her way because they didn't agree with something moral, something morally in question, based upon my assessment of reading what's not said. I mean, don't take that to heart if you're an audience member or a viewer, or take what I'm saying and find your own tie-in, or not. Go a little further down.
Let's just say the morality was a combination of Colt 45, PCP, and rough sex, allegedly.
And a condom malt liquor gives you woo. To all my Black Dynamite fans. Once a trailblazer in Ancestry DNA testing, 23andMe filed for bankruptcy in March, seeking to sell its business at auction after a decline in demand and a 2023 data breach that exposed sensitive genetic and personal information of millions of customers. Now, they're not telling us who this was exposed to. And your run-of-the-mill hacker is not looking for your DNA coding. Okay, let's just get that out the way. Even if we weren't deeper dives, there's more to that breach of data, and it's not some guy sitting there, who's normally cracking video game codes or even tapping into the occasional dark web site to find some exotic animal or pet to sell or buy, or some high-end weapon, to prove that it can be done, or a helicopter or some stuff. Things we've seen and read over the years that's been reported. This ain't just some random, data hacking action, okay? It says 23andMe lost a major chunk of customers since declaring bankruptcy, with the threat of a sale of users' most sensitive information. The company sequences a person's entire genome. To an unknown buyer looming, the company has said that about 15% of its existing customers have requested the closure of their accounts in response to its bankruptcy and planned sale. Experts have advised customers to ask the company delete their DNA data for privacy protection. TTAM said on Friday, it would uphold 23andMe's existing privacy policies and comply with all applicable data protection laws. Earlier this week, New York and more than 24 other U.S. states sued 23andMe to challenge the sale of its customers' private information. So you mean to tell me, while being sued by over 12 states, you can still reacquire a company that you were responsible for during a major data breach at auction with the use of another company that is controlled by you?
That might be the loophole, bruh.
America is amazing.
That might be the loophole, bruh. And then you got to think, too, the data breach was not in the United States. That could be the other gray area / loophole.
Seems like something comes to mind from back when President Barack Hussein Obama had the chance to sign a bill that would deal with internet security. But I'm going to let you all do your own deep dive on that, because I don't feel like going back into that at the moment. At this unnerving moment, I hope you appreciate this article before you close this. Okay, no, I'm sorry. That's advertisement for The Guardian. Nothing against The Guardian, but I'm not getting paid yet to promote The Guardian. So
fucking pay me! Oh, sorry. Chappelle Show flashback.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show. Let's see here. How they slip that in on me? Boom, 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 boom. So private. Oh, they're appealing to. Yeah. So was that the end of the article? Did I just miss something? I apologize, audience. Will
That wasn't that long of a read because, like,
that
out of
was
everything that I was reading, like, besides that, the main part that I got was that the only thing that was not breached was the DNA.
allegedly right? Yes, I find that. Like I said, I find that hard to believe because I believe that that is the main frontier that we're approaching. Sorry about that. They don't want me to say what I'm trying to say. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. How about now?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently that's what all this haggling is about. It's over something missing, which is how in the world was all the other personal, what do they call it? Personal data, and not any of the medical or genetic data was breached. Um, and I think that's what the breach was about. What would you think?
Bruh. We can go down a bunch of different rabbit holes on this one, man. I mean, shit. The fact that the shit went bankrupt, bought by the same people under a different name, to me sound like some shell company shit. But it was some hustler shit though at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't deny that. But again, under the same microscopic lens,
I mean,
if it was done by people of a different hue, there would be all types of different scrutiny and shit unearthed, unearthed with that. You know what I'm saying?
now what we
It
just were
wouldn't just
saying.
be mentioned.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. Now, what I was just saying to you and what we were just saying, like, is likely, right? The rabbit hole is it's not that far. It's not even that a layer down. It's right. It's the next
It's
step.
blatantly in front of your face, bruh.
Don't believe me? Wrote a song about it. Want to hear? Here you go. 23andMe says it won permission from a judge to sell customers' medical and ancestry data. Here's how to delete yours. Hmm.
And then with this whole data breach shit, and again, now I'm not saying or advising, advocating, you know what I'm saying, repping none of this shit, but with all the, to me, for it to just happen overseas is one thing. Now, I legit think that it was some DNA involved in that shit.
I mean,
Reason why I say that is because um I mean, yeah, people do like take people. It's one thing to steal somebody's identity. You know what I'm saying? But to get somebody's DNA information is next level, bro. You know what I'm saying? And to have that and to sell that to allegedly some type of company to duplicate allegedly, come on, son.
bro, look.
It's
I
like a
almost said,
golden ticket, bro. That's bruh.
I almost said, cuz, look, bankrupt 23andMe will be allowed to sell customers' genetic data to other companies.
And
The
the
company
fact is, they
claims,
ain't got shit to lose for it because they went bankrupt. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Hey, nigga,
bruh,
liquidation sale, bitch. Hey,
Bruh,
nigga, we got everybody DNA for this motherfucker, cuz. Come on, son. Fuck out of here, bro.
cause they done sold this before they had the auction, bruh. They sold this before they got the decision read. Don't believe the hype. This shit was already sold. That's what the breach was. Okay? And I don't care. Sue me. Make me famous, bitch.
This
Um,
allegedly part of the plan, bruh. Allegedly
Look at
part of
this. Bankrupt 23andMe will be allowed to sell customers' genetic data to other companies. The company claims its security measures surrounding the data will remain in place, but its privacy policy says it can change those procedures at any time. 23andMe customers do have a way to delete their genetic and ancestral data, however, after it's already been viewed by God knows how many other eyes and companies. A U.S. bankruptcy judge ruled DNA testing company 23andMe, which filed for bankruptcy Sunday, has the right to sell customers' medical and ancestry data to potential bidders. They can auction it off, which means technically you have an ability to buy your information back and have it sealed. But if you don't show up or don't contact whomever to get involved, then too late. Too bad. Offers will be due on May 7th, and a final hearing will be held in June. What
this
month is
sounds
it
a
right
little
now?
bit too familiar, bruh.
Bruh. Okay. This is I got to bring my blood pressure down a little bit. Once the hottest startup in Silicon Valley,
Oh shit. Yo, you muted, bruh.
okay, let me fix this once and for all because I had to do some shifting around with the air conditioning getting set up in the.
I can dig it. It's hot.
Okay, I got to read this last part. See, okay, all right. Once the hottest startup in Silicon Valley, shares for the San Francisco-based company soared as much as 158% on Thursday. Investors see the sensitive data for 23andMe's 15 million customers as the company's most valuable asset. 23andMe's 15 million customer investors see the sensitive data of 23andMe's 15 million customers as the company's most valuable asset. They did this on purpose, y'all. Every aspect of it. After 23andMe set hurried deadlines for potential bidders, U.S. bankruptcy judge Brian C. Walsh later delayed those dates by 2 weeks to gratify the schedule as well as to allow creditors a chance to evaluate before the court arrives at a decision. While genetic data of 23andMe's customers will be up for grabs, the company says security measures will remain in place surrounding customer data. The company will continue to be transparent about the management of users' data going forward. And data privacy will be an important consideration in any potential transaction, board chairman Mark Jensen said in a statement. According to the company's privacy policy, check this out. In a bankruptcy, merger, or acquisition, sensitive customer data will carry the same contingencies, but the policy also mentions that these procedures can be changed at will. 23andMe emphasized any potential bidders must agree to comply with the company's security measures concerning customer data according to its privacy policy, which means that the buyers can sell the same way the company did because they're reserving the same mother rights.
Bruh.
There's health insurance companies that are interested in this data. I wonder why. Yeah, you know you should get that policy because the last three of your great grandfathers died of lung cancer. And it says here that you smoke 1 pack of cigarettes a day and you've done this for the last 30 years. So we're the only company that's probably going to be willing to work with you and write a policy. Yeah, that part. There's
At
a
a rate that's as high as giraffe ass.
always. So, man, listen. I'm okay. One more time. I might lose it. All right, can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, I think I got it all set. So, yeah, this is what's going on, guys. You keep jumping on these new waves of everything. All data ain't good data, but they sure will use your data for the greater good of their pocketbook. And you need to keep this in mind when making decisions on whether or not a fantasy test of telling you who your current relatives are, which is all these tests can do. I mean, who's exhuming bodies to compare samples? Your saliva is going against who? Another living sample. Come on, man. You don't have to actually be a scientist to understand the simplicity of this. You're not learning who your ancestors were. You're just finding out the genetic patterns of people who have married into other groups of people. And if that's what you're trying to trace, that's great. It could be helpful or viewed as helpful if that's your goal. Finding out who currently related to you has certain genetic predispositions to diseases, which is what. See, listen, here's the thing that's crazy, right? Anybody who's been pushing this, I don't care if you're a Hebrew Israelite, I don't care if you're a Muslim, I don't care if you call yourself an indigenous person. If you're pushing that people go and take these genetic testings with these companies, I hope that they're paying you, or you're just a sellout for no good reason. I hope you got paid if you convinced a group of people to go and do this, because you didn't help them find out anything other than how shady the laws are as it pertains to allowing this type of business to be done right in your face. You can't say they hid it this time. And if you continue on this pattern, whoever you are, you a fool. Ain't nothing sacred to these folks, man. And I'm not talking about a race or a group of people in specific of an ethnic background. I'm just talking about unscrupulous people who would take advantage of various people of various shades, hues, ethnicities, nationalities, and cultures to make a buck and then sell that information that could actually have you broken down chemically. Why would you help these people destroy your people, man? Your relatives, your ancestors, your future generations. Sorry, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox now. Thanks for listening. Uh, what you got to say, partner?
Basically, my only thoughts is, I'm not gonna say my only thoughts is, but what I was thinking as far as that is, with everything that you were saying, the only other possible reason that people would use this is for the nasty nigga purpose.
Oh boy,
Trying to see if the broad you trying to get at ain't a relative of yours.
right on.
Just
That's
saying.
that's a different perspective, and I respect that as well.
The
Absolutely,
only other
because
reason, bro.
there's a lot. I don't care a charism out there. I didn't grow up with them. Yeah, you still nasty.
I'm
How's
just
that
saying.
nasty? I don't know. Okay. Well, here's the other tie-in, y'all. Simultaneously. Now this is just 5 years ago. Well, not even five. Four and a half. Yeah, exactly 4.5. Roundabout. Little over. Blackstone completes acquisition of Ancestry, leading online family history business. $4.7 billion. Y'all seeing this? Let's see. I'm not sharing it, am I? I'm not sharing. I'll just let y'all just take a gander at this for a second. Here's the headline. There's the year, the date. Okay. So, New York. Blackstone, New York Stock Exchange, today announced the private equity funds managed by Blackstone have completed their previously announced acquisition of Ancestry from Silver Lake, GIC, Spectrum Equity, Permira, and other equity holders for a total enterprise value of $4.7 billion. Current Ancestry investor GIC will continue to retain a significant minority stake in the company. Ancestry is the global leader in digital family history services, operating in more than 30 countries. The company has over 3.6 million subscribers with annual revenue of over $1 billion. The company harnesses the information found in family trees and historical records to help people gain a new level of understanding about their lives. Ancestry also operates in a market-leading consumer genomics business, which informs consumers about their heritage and key health characteristics. I call shenanigans, and here's why. Let's just do this live. Genomics or genomics. Study of an organism's genome, its genetic material, and how that information is applied. All living things from single-cell bacteria to multicellular plants, animals, and humans have a genome, and ours is made up of DNA. So what did this just say? The company harnesses the information found in family trees and historical records to help people gain a new level of understanding about their lives. Ancestry also operates a market-leading consumer genomics business, which informs consumers about their heritage and key health characteristics. So they're doing this, they say, just so they can inform you of risk factors that you weren't previously aware of, just in case, like the cause of death or whatever on your ancestors' death certificate was incorrect. Oh, how nice of them.
I'ma still call bullshit.
I mean, I call bullshit. I call shenanigans.
What makes you versed enough to be able to tell me how the fuck my shit going in because of some shit that they did? Nah, dead ass.
Look, people
Look the fact that they can tell you what the fuck they died from and it can happen to you means that technology has freaking advanced from those times, right? Medicine has too, you stupid bitch. Fuck out of here, man. That's fucking redundant. Fuck out of here, man.
So the Department of Energy Office of Science and Genomics, one of the most important developments in the field of biology over the past century was the Human Genome Project. The HGP was a 10-year effort led by the U.S. government that culminated in the first complete sequencing of a human genome in 2000. The HGP launched the field of genomics, transformed medicine, and largely gave birth to the modern biotechnology industry. The original idea and impetus for the HGP came from DOE's Office of Science, then called the Office of Energy Research. Many researchers viewed the sequencing of an entire human genome as nearly impossible. But based on DOE's long experience with the big science endeavors, dating back to the Manhattan Project, y'all really need to look into that. That's already FOIA. That's under Freedom of Information Act. Y'all read about the Manhattan Project, time-space continuum manipulation, causing people to travel through wormholes. Yeah, it's all real. HGP pioneers had confidence in the federal government's ability to deploy sufficient resources to accomplish this task. DOE's initial reason for leading the HGP was the interest in better understanding the genetic effects of radiation exposure. How far can we cook these people before they actually die? How do we keep them alive, resuscitate, or even regenerate them from frying them over a slow cooked process period of time, et cetera, et cetera? I'm sorry, they didn't say that. I'm just interpreting what I see from what I've read about other things that they've done with this. But the DOE and the scientific community knew that success in the project would have much broader consequences for both science and society. Today, DOE support for work at the Joint Genome Institute, user facility, and other institutions advances genomics for clean energy generation and environmental characterization and cleanup. You said something a little bit ago. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm going to let you say it again. You said something to do. He's the nigga. You remember what you said?
What, the nasty nigga shit?
Okay. But now take it into a different context or light, under a different light and microscope.
Under a different microscope?
Yeah, take that statement you made and place it under a different light in this context.
As far as what?
Much broader consequences for both science and society. Today, DOE support for work at the Joint Genome Institute user facility and other institutions advances genomics for clean energy generation and environmental characterization and cleanup. Couldn't a certain couldn't group of people be considered environmental hazard? I'm just saying theoretically, if you declared like some insane people have in the past that a group of people are a threat to public safety for other people.
Indeed.
Okay. I'm just saying we haven't reached that
but
yet.
while we talking about nasty motherfuckers, I mean, that's people of a certain age who claim to be of sound mind and body. If you continue to do this, you are a dumbass, flat out. Because I'm going to tell you, like one of my homies told me, ain't nothing more awkward than going to the family reunion and seeing the broad that you didn't hit off a few years ago trying to serve you potato salad. I'm just going to say it. That's it.
See, I'm not touching that. I ain't never had no experience like that.
And I'm not either. But one of my homeboys told me some shit like that.
I've had to cuss. I've had to politely and otherwise cuss out some relatives that.
Oh, at the same time, before you dive into it, ask her who her peoples are. It saves time, money, and embarrassment.
Absolutely. And having disabled children, it saves that too.
Because you will not look at potato salad the same again. I'm just saying.
And you won't look at Uncle Cousin Junior the same either. Sorry. So we hope you've enjoyed this so far. Like, share, and subscribe. Join our locals, Deeper Dives Dialogue, UNL, rumble.com/Deeper Dives Dialogue, UNL, locals community, locals.com. Go on and like, share, subscribe, join, donate. Help us keep up the good fight and bringing you this truth in a deeper dive format. We're going to have to do an under the radar episode soon. We got to go back to our original plan. I don't know what you think about that. 'Cause I think you said last time we spoke on that
Oh,
was
we
that was
man, shit,
a goal of
yeah.
yours too. So yeah, I think y'all will enjoy that. Things that slip past you, slip through the cracks. Little known data on famous people or public figures that we assume to know their story, and sometimes we missed some aspects of their story that give us a larger view of who they were, who they are, and what they've gone through or are going through. So we try
Word.
to keep that before you this year. Um, yeah, man. So pay attention. Don't just look at the major headlines and the presidential struggle with personalities within the red or blue political parties. That's important at times, but a lot of times these type of mergers and acquisitions right here are what slip past us that mean all the difference in our actual freedoms being upheld by our own selves by choice, just making the right choice. Like, don't give these people access, permission, because they have little policies that are protected as private rights for their institution that go against what would normally be your human rights, which are not often discussed or emphasized. I mean, just look up. Here's something to research for the audience and whoever. Look up how many actual human rights attorneys there are in the United States of America, and then comment below. Tell me what you find. There's a bunch of civil rights, and don't believe that civil rights is human rights because they're not dealing with the same degree of freedom, liberties, or uh, exercise of rights. Don't believe that. There's a reason why Malcolm got shut the fuck up. Pardon my French. Snuffed out. There's a reason why Martin Luther King Jr. got snuffed out and JFK got snuffed out within the same time frames, within 3 to 4 years of one another's consecutively. There's a reason why Bobby Kennedy was snuffed out. That bill was not supposed to read civil. It was supposed to say equal. There's a difference. Remember, to undo Jim Crow, you would have to make things separate and equal. What they did was brought about integration and the perception of equality, but still with not the guaranteed outcome. So now DEI was just a continuation of that mindset. I'm not going to get back on the soapbox, but I'm just saying I know what I'm talking about. And there's other people who sound like they know what they're talking about, but they have an agenda. My agenda is just to make you go free. Go free to whatever extent you want to. I mean, if you like to stay in the box partially, I can't judge you. I won't judge you. I get it. Go along and get along. Don't rock the boat if you don't know how to swim, especially. You know what I'm saying? It's all
That's
good.
why we got life jackets, bitch. That's why we have life jackets.
And sea dues.
Just saying.
Just hey, pay attention. I ain't talking about being woke. I'm just saying pay attention. Once you start to awaken, pay
Woke is
attention.
the new black. They don't like that.
Orange
They
is the
don't like
new
that.
black. No. Gray is the new black.
Nah, bro. Sit back. Message.
But yeah, man, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We're going to bring more to you, but that's all we got on this today. I think we can revisit this maybe even in a couple of weeks, few weeks, depending on how these things
Man
um,
out.
further pan out. Yeah, because this is going to still be it's going to be a must watch topic right here for a while.
Word.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Shout out to the 3PMD crew. You know what I'm saying? We beefing. I'm not aluminum foil drizzy. That won't fly. We're gonna have to settle our differences on this. But thanks for the shout out anyway.
Awful.
But we are now officially on fake internet beef. All right, just so you know. All right. Shout out to the old man. Shout out to Big Ed. Shout out to Miss Kiki. And what's my man's name? the other member of the crew, is it Sully? Yeah, I think it's Sully. Shout out Beatdown Brown. Shout out Sully. Shout out uh, Big Diesel. You know what I'm saying? The whole crew, man. Cold
Yeah.
Heat. Shout out to the whole Ill Elements.
He said cold heat.
Yeah. Shout out.
For sure.
Shout out to the Mad Crew. Shout out.
Show
You know what I'm
everybody.
saying? Y-Town represent.
For sure.
Rufus Black, Mr. Groove, PG13, No Joke.
Indeed.
Anybody I miss, charge it to the head and not the heart in the moment.
For
But yo, one love. We'll see you next week.
Indeed.
Or in a few days, whatever we decide. You know what I'm saying? We do what we want.
For sure. Keep y'all guessing.
Yes.
For sure.
Peace.